Hello everyone. I'm so glad you have joined me today. I've decided this week to play with the Hey Chick stamp set. Now this was a celebration item from 2017, so they went way back for this one. And there is a coordinating stamp set in the current, well actually, yes, it's in the January to June catalog. It's called Birthday Chick, and they're bringing this one back and dies for the other one that's available next month. So be looking for that. So I decided to play with this set and use my watercolor pencils because I haven't used them in a while. So with that, let's get started. All right. So here's the card we're going to make today. And I have to tell you, I messed up. So today's card's going to be a little different. I don't know what I was thinking, but I totally forgot to do the background on this. So today we're going to do the background. All right, so let me move this over here out of the way and let's get started. The first thing you need is you need your stitched shapes framelits, and you're going to take the largest square and you're going to cut that out of the front of your card. Now I kept it towards the top, and let me put this flat so you can see it a little bit better. But when I put it down in there, I tried to make my spacing even on these three sides, so I had more at the bottom, which is fine. So that takes care of the card base. The next thing you need to do is you need to take a piece of crumb cake, and this is, let me verify it, yes, it's 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. All the measurements will be on my blog, the link is below. This is where I messed up because I wanted to use the all wired up on the background of this. So I'm going to use that background for this one. So I'm going to take my all wired up and my crumb cake ink, and I'm going to ink this up like so, and I'm going to lay this in the middle, and I'm going to use the side over here to see that it's straight. Now it doesn't look like it's straight up there, but believe me, it turns out straight. All right, and I'm going to lay a piece of paper on the top, and I'm going to take, and this is scrap paper, I'm going to take and run my hand all over it, and I'm using one hand to hold that paper underneath in place. And then I'm going to lift this up. And see, I know it didn't look like it was straight, but it is. I don't know if the way I put it on my block or what, but there's that. Now's the next part. To get this to work right, it needs to be recessed from the card front. So I'm going to fold my card on my score line. All right. Then I'm going to open it back up, and I'm going to take the ends from the dimensionals after you cut them all off. They're great for making shaker cards, but they're also good for this kind of thing. So I'm going to take them and I'm going to lay them all around the edge. All right, because that's going to kind of give me the support that I need. And it's okay if it's not exactly perfect like that. It's basically just to kind of support it. So I'm going to lay this all the way around, and I have a bunch of these over here, so I'll be cleaning out my stash of these. I saved them for my shaker cards, but they work great for this too, because you want to support this all the way around. Oh, and I got ink on it. Oh my goodness. Oh well, I'll be bringing out my sand eraser to get rid of that. I don't know how I get ink all over me, but I do. But it's okay because you gotta be crafty. And it's not a good day unless you get inky. And I get inky a lot. All right, I'm going to put this one here. Stuck to my finger. And it kind of broke, but that's okay because it'll still support it. All right. Now I'm going to do the same thing around the edge of this. All right. But you want to put this on the front, not the back, because you want this to show through. See, this would have been so much cuter with that, but oh well, it's one of those things. All right, so I'm gonna work on putting this around the edge, like so. All right, here's one I don't need to cut. And what I'm gonna take and do is I'm just gonna do the edge and then go back and piece it up. That way I can cut up my pieces as I need to. And I'm trying to put the straight edge on the outside. Oops, that's a little too close to the edge. There, moved it over. By putting that straight edge on the outside, it just makes it a little bit easier to, all right, to not have to worry about it showing. All right, now I'm going to take, I've got some pieces here, and I'm going to take some of these. Let me see if I cut that one right about there in a little bit. I can put that one there. So save these pieces. All right, there. Now that's too long for there, too long for there. But I'm thinking if I put it here that I can use that piece on the other side. We'll see. It may be too short. All right. All right. One more section after this. When they get tiny like this is when they're harder to manipulate. All right, I got a little tiny piece in there. I'll see if it works to use one of these. I'll get a little piece from here. Put that one there. Make sure it doesn't go past your, take a little tiny piece. And this is going to be a challenge to get this in here, but I will do it. All right. You can always use your pokey tool. There we go. All right, let me get all of this out of here before I knock it in the floor and make a mess that I have to clean up when I'm done. All right, now let me move all of these, save those to use on another card. All right, now what we want to take and do is we want to take our backs off on all the papers. Usually if you can get the one end started, the rest of it you can pull off. I usually just kind of poke at it until it pops, and then pull it off. We're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to make sure we get all those little pieces. Don't miss them because you don't want it to not stick down in a spot. It's not that you have to cover it. It's more for support so that it doesn't crunch in the mail. When it goes through those machines, they like to crunch things. So you want to make sure it's pretty good. All right. One more big one. There we go. All right, now